Hi, my name is Kat. I go by Kat These Stitches here and on Instagram. It is March 19th. It is a very gloomy day right now. It's 10:30. It's one of my cats, this Tigra. So I filmed prior to Christmas, and since then I have been really busy. I am transitioning, and not this coming week, but the following week, I am going to start working with a different doctor. That means that my schedule is changing. So I'll be working 5 days a week, but 2 days are going to be shorter days on Wednesdays and Fridays. But because I have shorter work days, I will probably not get any stitching done at work anymore, because I used to have to take hour lunches, and now I'm going to be taking half-hour lunches. So
someone is at the front door.
We're ignoring that. So that's going to change my whole stitching situation. But I think it's going to be a really good change. And I'm really looking forward to working with a new provider, still in my same department, so I get to, stay with everyone, and it's not like an awkward change into finding, a new group of people to interact with. I'm already used to the people that I see on a daily basis. It's just a different provider. So since Christmas, I had told myself that I was going to make goals, that I was going to do an ornament a month, that I was going to start working on Christmas gifts starting in January, because I wanted to be able to get done all the gifts that I had planned, that I failed to do the year before. And we are now in March, and I have not done that. And it's not that, so I picked projects that I knew I would actually want to work on. But at the same time, I'm like so conflicted, because yes, I want to make these gifts for people, and yes, are the people very appreciative of the gifts that I give them? Yes. But I'm losing out on stitching stuff that I would love for my house. So I guess I'm kind of in this like conflicted feeling of, am I being selfish by wanting to do things for me? Should I be trying to do things for other people? And now we're in March, so I will still do some. I have like a special folder in my Google Drive of patterns that I've bought for particular people, and I'm going to start those maybe next month. Right now I want to get some projects done that I've had lingering, or get some real progress on things. So my most recent finish, mind you, I'm counting it as my finish, but I'm not done back stitching. But so I finished stitching my Bob's Burgers. Can you see through that? Oh, you probably can't, I'm sorry. But so I'm halfway through, well, not halfway, like a quarter of the way through back stitching. My boyfriend definitely said that he liked it better before, because it kind of gave it this like drawn, like painted effect. But I kind of like the back stitching because it kind of gives it that sketched effect, like in the show. And my glasses kind of match the yellow for this. But I'm super happy with it. This is my crazy back, which I don't care. It's really honestly not that bad. Like, there's some really pretty spots, but I'm not one of those people that like seriously cares. So I want to get the back stitching done on this, probably by the end of this month. And then I want to go and find a really nice frame for it. And my boyfriend gave me a really cute idea, which is right up here. I'm going to put a little shiny bead for Linda's wedding ring. All right, so that's that one. My cat has decided that she's over it. And one of my other cats is sitting at the door, not wanting to come in. But and then while I was working on Bob's Burgers, I started working on another project. It is wrinkly because I took it out of the hoop, and then I just kind of folded it for a while because I'm decided to focus on something else for the moment. But this is a pattern of a famous painting called The Kiss by Gustav Klimt. So right now, right here is her hand. He starts right there, and then her face will be right here. And so it's like, you know, spirals and big blocks of color. It's very nice. And I love this pattern. And I have this like internal problem. Here we go. I have lots of internal problems. But so, if I keep stitching, going in page order, then I'm going to hit the rest of her hand, his face, and then eventually her. And then I'm going to go to the bottom where it's more of the cloak and her dress and flowers and stuff like that. So, I'm like, if I stitch their faces, is that going to unmotivate me from finishing the rest? Because the part that I'm looking forward to the most is her face. So I was thinking about just kind of working my way down and going that way. But I am deathly afraid of miscounting and really throwing it off, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's my internal dilemma. But let's see, I can actually tell you, because I use Markup XP because I'm an Apple user, so I don't have Pattern Keeper. I don't have any devices that would run Pattern Keeper, even though I heard it's just banging for a full coverage like a heaven and earth. I don't see the point in investing in another device just for the sheer use of one thing. But I've heard great things. So, the Kiss has a total of 26,301 stitches. I have stitched a total of 4,571 and completed 17.4%. And worked on it for a total of 22 hours. I see some people on here, and some people are just insane. And I'm lucky if I get like, I try to get at least 100 stitches a day, but what I really, really shoot for is at least 200. And on weekends, I try to do more than that. Like Bob's Burgers on Super Bowl Sunday, all I did was watch the commercial. So while it was actually, you know, kickoff, no, that's just the beginning. Well, it was the actual game. I was just cross stitching, and just like peeking up like that, and just like, oh man, that's crazy. Because the only good part about that was the commercials. Oh, and the halftime. That was my childhood. So I'm trying to open Pattern Keeper for the next project, which is the one that I decided to focus on, because I've had it lingering for a couple months now. This one Oh, so the Bob's Burgers one, I'd have to look, but I got it from a Etsy shop. This one is from Stitcher Picasso, from the Patreon that I support. And it is a gnome with pumpkins. And I started this, I want to say like September, October. Did a little bit on it, and then Christmas was looming over me, and I put it down and did not pick it back up until Christmas was over. Till I finished Bob's Burgers, was it? Yeah, I think I waited until I finished Bob's Burgers, and now my markup is like being like super freaking slow. But I think I am at, it's like 80 something %. I have, you know, this little bottom piece. There's a little couple stitches here, and then I'm done. If I wanted to, I could probably finish this today, but I have other plans. And then the only other thing that I've worked on since the last time I made a video is, so it is by Heaven and Earth Designs. It is Princess Asleep. If it'll open, I'll show you the picture on, oh, so that one will open just fine, huh? Yeah, because there's a color picture here. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, so pretty. Sorry. There. I saw this one, and it was like instant love. And I'm not like a super cutesy person, or if it's cutesy, it's like stupid cutesy. And this is just so ethereal, so whimsical, and I couldn't help it. So this is not all of them, because I went to Joann's and I bought all the colors I was missing, but I've kitted up stuff and misplaced them, so I'm still missing colors, but this is just for that project. And as you can see, I've like put the little symbols on them to try to help myself, because it's a lot. And some of the symbols are very similar. Not only are they very similar, but they're choosing to put them like next to each other, which is not great, because if I had Pattern Keeper would be assigning all my symbols properly, and it would be color coding them. But in Markup XP, you have to do that yourself. Let's see if I can. You have to do that yourself. Now I'm just going to show a little corner. At first I was like, I'm not going to do that. That is so many hours of work, because I don't know, maybe I'm just slow, but it's a good amount of time of work to assign it. And then I was like, came home yesterday and I said, well, let me just try. I assigned 3 colors. Okay. Those like that, like pale up there. I assigned 1, 2, 3 colors, and then gave up. And realized I really just want it so it marks off what stitches I do, because at this point that is just too much work. If I had Pattern Keeper, it would automatically pick up on symbols, and then I could see them everywhere on the chart. But in order for me to get that done properly on here, I would have to take so much time, go page by page. And so in the long run, am I going to end up finding stitches that I've missed and then have to go and do 1 stitch of them? Sure. But I think I'm willing to take that, because that's a lot. And I got 23 pages of that. Nah, son. Nah. I just don't have it. So, did I just lose the needle? Future cat. Oh, found it. That would have been bad. I lose needles a lot. Yeah, everyone is very afraid when I stitch. So I did what they suggested, which was 25 count. And after watching a bajillion videos where people are talking about how 2/1 is too bulky, it's too much, 1/1 is the way to go. And so I've done like a pin stitch finish, but I guess I just have to practice and do pin stitch starts, and then I would be secure in the way that I'm starting my thread, and then I would feel more comfortable. But so far, I want to hear these lovely stats. So this is it so far, and you might not be able to see it, but those there are stitches there. I promise there are stitches there. The only stitches that are missing up on the top right up here are Krynic, because I don't have local needle workshops, at least not actually local. My local ones are like an hour away, but they don't work with my work schedule. So like, at least my previous work schedule, because my previous work schedule, I was working way long hours, and all these LNSs close at like 4 o'clock. You're not helping me out, okay? Because my big box stores don't carry that stuff. And I really don't want to go online to buy one thing, because I was going to buy some stuff from like 123 Stitch, I think. But they were sold out of the Krynic. So, and then I go somewhere else, and the Krynic was like 3 times the price. I'm like, but my new schedule, I leave early on Wednesdays, and I should leave early enough to make it to an LNS that I drive by on my way home. So we'll see. I should call them to see if they carry it before I even bother, because it's not really on my way, but I can make it be on my way. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But so that's what I have so far. It's very tiny. It is 1/1. I don't know if that's really focusing on anything other than the bags under my eyes, so I'm sorry. But according to markup, this is sad. I've done 308 stitches. Fantastic, right? On another project, you'd be like, whoa, I see it. But this project is 171,120 stitches. I've worked on this for 3 hours, and I have 0.2% done. So I worked on this. I can actually tell you because I have the calendar. I worked on this February 26th, and then I ended up, couldn't fall asleep that night, so I stayed up till Sunday morning. And I haven't touched it since, because I keep honestly wondering if the 1/1 is the right choice for me, or if I'm going to be extremely frustrated and want to give up. And it's 171,000 stitches, so I really don't want to get so far that I'm upset. But it's not, when I was actually stitching on it, it was enjoyable. It's just, I feel insecure about my starts, on my thread starts. So that's kind of putting a damper on continuing to work on it. So there's that. Let's see if this is updated. But I do have some plans. So over Christmas break, or I think it was around Christmas break, I was watching someone's someone's Flosstube, and they had said that Mama Witch Stitch was having a sale. Or maybe it was after Thanksgiving. I can't remember. But she was having a sale. And I've been like drooling over some of her patterns and just hadn't made a full decision yet. So I finally just like bit the bullet and bought three patterns. Sorry, I keep looking down, but so I bought Possum Song, which is apparently very popular. I keep seeing it everywhere. I bought four patterns, sorry, because it was like 4 for the price of 2. Who can say no to that? And then I bought Dance, Dance, Dance because, like, just look at that cute. Sorry. She's just the cutest little pumpkin. Wicked Siblings, which I've seen people do. But there's so many cute elements to these. Like, the siblings themselves are super cute, and she's holding a skeleton pet. But those little pumpkins underneath, it's so sweet. And they're cutesy and slightly creepy. You know what I'm saying? And that's totally my jam. And then I bought Spooky Story, which is like 3 frogs sitting around a campfire, and one of them is telling a scary story, and they're so cute. So my plans for today are I'm going to go downstairs into my basement because I have a slop sink there, and I'm going to be dyeing some Ada. I'm an Ada stitcher. I am going to do some kind of like gray, black, maybe some tan and grayish kind of stuff. Because I feel like that would give a really good vibe for these without them being black, because black is just hard on my eyes, okay? Like, the navy blue at times was a lot, and that was a 14 count. And what I want to dye is probably more like the 18 or 20 count. So in order to do those, I need to prep fabric. And I'm probably going to work on some project bags because, you know, I have a sewing machine and I've been sewing my own project bags. So like Bugs Burgers, the vinyl front, zippity zip, and it keeps everything nice and clean. But it can come out of it. Well, I guess I still have the back stitch, but the floss can come out of there. And then I couldn't just get one heaven and earth, you know, pattern. I've got a couple, even though I really should have bought one piece of fabric to see if I was really gonna like 25 count, since I've never used it. But I figured I used 22 count and I like that. Sorry for the pickle. But when I bought that piece of fabric, I bought 2 more. Why? I don't know, because that's going to take me the rest of my life. So why I bought more? Why I bought more fabric? Why I bought more patterns? I don't know. But they do say that collecting cross-stitching supplies and patterns is a hobby in and of itself. So I guess I'm good at that hobby. And then the only other thing, oh, well, you can see it, maybe. But there's a goat. I put this down, and I never picked it back up, and I need to finish it at least for this Christmas so that it's done for very late. That's Lucy. And then I have my 2021 Peppermint Purple, which I was so good at the beginning of this year. I was taking it to work every Wednesday because every Wednesday I work in a different building. So I'm slightly less distracted by, you know, coworkers. So I could finish and block the day it came out, because it came out on Wednesdays. So that was my thing. And then I can't remember what happened, but I stopped bringing it. And actually, my coworkers on Wednesdays used to ask me, where is it? Where is it? Where's the progress? And the doctor I work for was like, you're never going to finish that. Because I bring a million different projects. Because that's what I do. I start things. And then I see other things that are nice and bright and shiny, and I want to start those things. But I want to get this finished this year. I don't want it to linger, because I was so good at the beginning, and honestly, it's a little heartbreaking that I put it down and stopped. So I just wanna get it done. Yeah, that's all I have. So yeah. Hopefully, if things go to plan, I'll have fabric so I can start some new projects. Maybe I'll get some more stitches into Princess Asleep, see how I feel. I do think that the next Heaven and Earth that I want to start, I will be trying the 2/1 tent stitch. But it's more of a painting one. I forgot what it's called. Hold on. I still have my Google Drive open. I can just look. So it has like painting vibes. So like I figure if it's like 10 stitch and it kind of distorts it a little bit, it's not that big of a deal. It is Mini Night Cafe artwork by Leonid Efremov. I know. But so it looks like it was painted with like a palette knife. So I think this would lend itself well to trying 10 stitch and seeing if I think that gives enough of a coverage and still getting a good picture, and go from there. I am tempted to restart the Princess Asleep on the whole other side, like corner, and doing 10 stitch, and then no. See, I'm all over the place. Who knows? All right. But yeah, so those are my plans. I'll post periodically on Instagram, and I'll see where it gets me. I have no real solid plans for scheduling when I would film. Wednesdays soon seem like it would be a good option. Maybe I'll do like a monthly update, because I don't think that I stitch enough for there to be anything more than that. Plus I'm a very distracted person, and clearly I haven't filmed since Christmas, and we're in March. So, but, we'll see. Till next time. Who knows? Bye.